Rejection. It's a four-letter word that makes most of us cringe. When we get turned down, it can feel like a punch to the ego that leaves us wallowing in self-pity for days. But what if I told you that rejection doesn't have to have this power over you? What if you had the mindset and tools to not only bounce back from any denied opportunity, but also use rejection to your utmost advantage? In this video, we're breaking down 13 little-known Stoic philosophies and reverse psychology tactics for flipping the script on rejection. You'll uncover the secrets Marcus Aurelius and other ancient wisdom keepers used to thrive in the face of adversity. We'll guide you step by step through reframing situations, role-playing responses, and releasing pent-up emotions so you react with poise. Thank you all for watching. And before we start, don't forget to hit the like button and click the bell so more people can see this valuable Stoic wisdom. Number 1. Redefine rejection. When doors close or plans dissolve, this signals only that destiny aims to course-correct us toward more fertile terrain better suited for our gifts to unfold. Rather than internalizing doubts, we can redefine apparent setbacks as encouragement, shifting focus where it belongs. This perspective liberates energy otherwise wasted questioning self-worth when efforts meet refusal. There exist opportunities everywhere, and often what ego views as ruinous blockades serve actually to reroute us toward expansive possibilities too long unseen. The versions of ourselves extinguished when we don't obtain the hoped-for role, promotion, or victory remain unrealized potentials distracting from actualizing stronger selves awaiting permission to manifest. Reframing rejection as redirection grants freedom, perpetually renewed not by getting our way, but through getting ourselves right through course corrections dictated by fate's higher intelligence. Each no then becomes a navigational device, keeping us from scattering energies chasing dead ends that deplete vital resources. The Stoic understands that through every closure, the universal creative pulse is whispering where individual destiny most flourishes, if only we can hear beyond bruised expectations. When facing denials of plans and dreams, recall Marcus's counsel. Rather than internalize doubts, listen within for redirection's wisdom and set bold sail upon new inward seas, whose unfamiliar waters reflect back that brilliant, untested self awaiting your next courageous choice. Number 2. Seed your success. This pragmatic strategy allows forward movement even mired in refusal and doubt that would otherwise encourage resignation. By committing to modest, consistent action within our control, we build facilities for managing larger enterprises down the road. Progress germinates from a succession of minor victories, clearing terrain for broader flourishing. In Stoic thought, the key remains upholding discipline when fortune withholds quick reinforcement. We retain power to productively steward our present efforts regardless of recognition or results immediately forthcoming. Tiny seeds nurtured patiently yield in time abundant fruit for nourishment, while hasty, hungry hands harvest nothing lasting. Marcus himself exemplified this long-game approach, rising to emperor through years of thankless civic obligations, rather than flashy conquests plaguing his warrior predecessors. Leadership fell upon his steady shoulders for applying virtues sustaining turbulence when others abandoned integrity chasing shortcuts ultimately exhausted. Where they sought stroked egos, Marcus wisely empowered serving patient ends exceeding selfish impulse. Thus he advised staying the course through incremental building rather than drawn aside chasing others' measures of achievement. By retaining focus on small acts of value, we render rejections and resistance powerless to obstruct our purposes. The path opens through patient living our calling fully today. Number 3. Never give up. Persistence proves the ultimate trump card when confronting the inevitable roadblocks strewn across every quest for meaning and heights. Yet when met by challenges or outright rejection, most abandon resilient faith that their gifts will eventually meet receptive audiences. They interpret headwinds as cosmic redirection rather than quarry for further wisdom that keeps stealing inner resolve beyond circumstance. The ability to see adversity as validation distinguishes those wired for greatness from dreamers all too quick, in acquiescing to convenience and short-term validation over lasting values. When friends, family, colleagues raise eyebrows at your grind or slow to be recognized passion, will you question the endeavor outright or just your tactics therein? Will it take only surface doubts or material hurdles to destabilize the core self-knowledge so vital for thriving as creator and contrary soul? Understand that all who scaled heights worth attaining got bloodied profoundly before ever glimpsing the summit. Yet they urged body and spirit forward through certain trials necessary to test who ultimately arrives to claim those emergent vistas. You now stand among them, faced with the choice to persist or relent, to judge validity by present adversity, or stand firm upon the inner wellspring vision that outsiders cannot access or validate before its epic. Yours is simply to carry on with patient labor, channeling ever more courage down unfamiliar roads. The next chapter waits precisely there, at the frontier of comfort where few progress yet your story ripens fated. Meet today's uncertainty with bold empathy but undespairing poise. In due course, your steadfast loyalty to a future dream will transform you into its living conduit, one who moves mountains by never leaving their side. Number 4. Find the lesson. We arrive at wisdom often by no straight staircase traveled without occasional falls. Yet rather than rage at unexpected tumbles along our quest, there exists opportunity to mine each rejection for lessons better outfitting us for summits still in sight. By dropping false pride, we inquire honestly about what yet needs strengthening, even in apparent defeat. The journey of mastery trains through adversity, not platitudes and ease. Had every desire manifested instantly for us, what cause then for depths of thought and grit that distinguish legends from the briefly charmed? The seeds of greatness gestate in wondering why obstacles arise, not skirting them impatiently. Consider carefully your latest setback as friend and teacher, not enemy. Let reverse psychology take its trickster's turn. Use this trial as a device for the soul's advantage. Survey the contours of difficulty like a wise cartographer. Where at first the way ahead seemed smooth and straight, now fresh complexities demand new lines be drawn. What has fate's refusal revealed that you must now evolve beyond former limits? What road yet waits wide open, needing only courage to tread its unknown way with vision steadied past trembling heart? No failure without attendant wisdom bundled within for whoever unpacks ego's assumptions about guaranteed progress. Now your self-knowing deepens even as the next horizon unfolds inner muscles required for its claiming. Reject illusion of endings for opportunity reforged. Let go of prescribed outcomes for intentional craft demanded. Your calling grows clearer once cleared of expectations fate would celebrate rather than challenge. Thrive onward through having chosen growth's steep and starry path. Number 5. Delay your judgment. In the stinging aftermath of plans collapsed or rejection received, our narrowest self rushes to react, seeking expedient relief versus wisdom. Yet avoidance of rash judgment proves the foundation of all philosophical traditions, counseling space for higher perspectives before determining next moves. Recall times you responded from ego's bruised assumptions without considering the forest for the trees. In boxing yourself as a victim of targeted exclusion or cosmic injustice, you amplified pain tenfold versus acknowledging universal setbacks haunt every endeavor. With distance, the bigger picture emerges. Failures happen, people evolve, new opportunities exist elsewhere. Now you stand again at a junction where patience and reflection determine the path ahead. There is no verdict so crushing in this moment that time cannot expand. Will you accept transitions as they unfold, releasing what calls for departure? Can you trust life's interleaving complexity beyond personal interpretation? Your most radiant self exists minutes, months from now, awaiting embodiment but depending upon today's choice towards fear or faith. Rejection never negates your essence or aims unless believed internally. You ever stand at crossroads between self-doubt and self-trust. Allow wisdom of next direction to ripen before leaving the now's sustaining embrace. What speculative futures expect immediate deciding when liberation works only here? Journey on through disclosed terrain without clutching at plans destined for rearrangement. There is nothing to protect in transient forms when the truth self beckons fresh creation as the sole response to all that arises. Thrive through and beyond this tender remaking. Number 6. Leverage data given. Before despair convinces us of outright failure, consider first charting tangible factors without prejudice to expose possibilities beyond easy assumptions. Catalog measurable evidence rather than reacting from emotional reasoning alone. Track timeline of events, communications, players involved to illuminate backstory, instead of isolating distress in this sole moment. Did studies uncover changing needs demanding creative pivot? Did mismatched expectations contribute, not malice? Meticulous inquiry diffuses bias, fearing damaged identity, shifting focus to practical improvement. In stillness, let tangible impacts speak. Reports reveal how economic volatility or market shifts influence hiring beyond your interview performance. A friend's needs evolved along different trajectory, not deficiency in you. Your cutting-edge art remains ahead of popular curve, not lacking merit. Surface rejection frequently disguises necessary redirection, not inherent worthiness gauged by others' recognition. Honor truth with facts over protecting false narratives. Reconnect to reality, absolving you of imagined culpability for not securing hoped-for outcomes. Every juncture contains opportunities once ego stops warping the lens upon circumstances. Breathe easier, remembering no failure but feedback toward progress ever unfolding. Transient. Thrive through and beyond this tender remaking. Number 7. Uncover hidden opportunities. When familiar doors slam shut, it's human nature to stand frozen, grieving expectations unmet. Yet in the stillness between selves, revelation awaits. Each closure allows hitherto unknown portals to crack open if we attune perception. The mind entrenched in single timelines resists the promise swelling beyond them. But the pilgrim welcoming uncertainty as guidance through unfamiliar terrain discovers providence unchanged. Consider the career stagnated by layoffs that freeze energy for launching that passion project on the side. Or relationships ended through irreconciled differences, now creating space for truer connections founded on mutual growth. Or worldly stability surrendered to foster less tangible yet lasting riches. In every collapse lies curious invitation to go deeper, warranting only sly adaptations, distinguishing visionaries from those lamenting imagined finality. Let the last chapter's conclusion counsel faith in beginnings seeded by life's cyclical nature. Forsake false perceptions of loss and gain for magnetism, drawing continual gifts to the traveler unburdened by attachment to specific vehicles. If plans dissolve, perhaps they aim too small, too low to convey improbable wings. Never doubt that more suitable vessels await consecration through willingness to leave the known for the unknown. Remember, always more awaits activation than former constraints allowed imagination to conceive. Say yes to outgrowing each cocoon fate exhausts, no matter the discomfort certain metamorphosis entails. Number 8. Character reveals itself through adversity. Fair weather posts no chance to demonstrate mettle. It's only when flooded by unexpected setbacks that we showcase capacities for poise, perspective, and perseverance. Let go vain pretense, allow unfolding challenges to reveal the true self. Meet fermenting chaos with centered calm, not more disruption. See limitations and missteps as teachers, not judges. No situation contains power undoing the spirit grounded in seasonal wisdom and maturity outweighing ego. In difficulty, character emerges. Stay attentive to opportunities even cracks provide for improving foundations once falsely assumed stable. Redirect plans where required with supple adaptation, not collapsed rigidity. Allow ambitions to evolve beyond original constructs, incorporating new depths birthed through reconciliation with reality, forever refuting our control. Draw stability from within rather than demanding it arise first outside. When familiar roads close, avoid panicked detours into mirages. Gather composure and scan the slowly expanding horizon for purpose reconfigured. There awaits every blessing, seeking only bold initiative towards discovering the next courageous step. Breathe easy in the eye of the storm. Character is wind-carved. The broken too shall bloom. Number 9. Consider alternatives. When plans deflate, our thoughts naturally split between extremes. Either persist unrelentingly or else abandon hopes entirely. Yet possibility's most abundant seeds dwell between poles that limited perspective traps us within. The playful mind sustains curiosity about creative alternatives, blooming once imaginal blinkers lift. Consider untried integrations. Blending aspects of the refused past offer into renewed vision. Research adjacent niches holding unmined potential once initial venues reject offerings. Trust timing as a friend, revealing roads once obscured when we fixate on a single track. Between any no and yes, dance intuitions continually availing life's abundance to the nimble. Seek mentors who frame rejection as gentle course correction, not categorical negation of worthiness. View reality's no as redirecting desires toward destiny, more suiting gifts, yet unwrapped. Between any loss and acquisition lies play. Cultivate the novice's capacity for retaining wonder, indulging options beyond willful agenda. Their revelation ripens. When either or thinking claims the supreme position, question the very notion of dead ends. Has some ray of hope penetrated the collapsed rubble of plans now opposing the want realized? Uncover and inhabit the unbounded through releasing rigid constructs of what must transpire. Amid failure and fragments, find leverage remaking the world. Number 10. Transform obstacles into opportunities. When circumstances deliver upset and plans dissolve, the common response fixates on all lost rather than possibilities birthed by rupture. Yet from creative seers to stoic sages, many affirm troubles trying as gifts in disguise, bitter medicine concealing sweetness of insight and invention. Consider welcoming apparent obstacles as stomping grounds to redesign approaches exposed as inadequate. Let failed trials spotlight blind spots for improving supportive conditions and augmented strategies better contoured to unpredictable reality. Loss grants lessons for refining the journey, not cause to abandon enriching quests. Complications direct innovation. This alchemy requires flipping vexation into inquisitiveness about hidden teachings present but unaccessed. Temporary defeat nurtures resilience and extended reach unavailable during phases of predictable stability. See each challenge as stretching capacity through necessity, not negating inherent goodness waiting activation despite setbacks. Ask reversals. What here remains meaningful to salvage? When plans crater, avoid gloomy appraisal as if no options exist in the yet-to-be. The imaginative miner extracts gems from rubble the short-sighted dismiss as mere obstruction. React to next waves not with hardened dread but rediscovered wonder about how the day's gifts arrive. Curiosity defeats despair. In defeat sow integrity's harvest for seasons hence. Number 11. Find the silver lining. When defeat dulls the restless mind's incessant wanting, possibility percolates through cracks where once rigid expectations reigned. The sages across traditions proclaim outright, in loss, find unsought gain. Where the fearful see concluded dreams, the bold pioneer perceives invitation toward unknown frontiers now glimpsed on this unexpected horizon. Rather than curse misfortune, interrogate adversity for latent opportunities suddenly disclosed. Temporary refusal redirects hunger toward unconsidered passions and communities awaiting your participation, should old comfortable haunts now exclude you. In broken relationships and dissolved deals, rediscover self-trust when external anchors fail. Glory in newfound freedom to reconsider life's meaning apart from previous metrics of achievement that limited imagination. Let this period gestate more authentic living by releasing what no longer serves becoming. Instead, ask what yet stirs fascination in your secret heart, though it earns no worldly status or acclaim. The pivot into uncertainty strengthens selfhood detached from hidebound roles and calcified beliefs outlived. Find here permission to play, reinvent, fumble without shame at the boundaries of claimed competence and control. The door, long closed on you, stands again ajar if you broaden the angle of vision toward life's abundance. Approach the unknown expectantly rather than retracting into small and reactionary being. What wondrous transformations await beginning here where old assurances expire? Risk differently through unmistakable rebirth. Number 12. Embrace the journey. How often we neglect delight in the steps comprising life's winding trail, eyes fixed forever upon some distant summit we imagine as heralding arrival. Yet enlightened wayfarers urge otherwise. That triumph dwells not at a static point but unfurls through awakened participation in each processional moment. To walk with reverence is to have already reached the sacred end. Consider the creative muses flowering not hinging on published works but the abiding act of courageous expression and play amid experiment and uncertainty. Or the lifelong quest for justice, ripened daily through equanimity cultivated despite society's enduring moral failings. Or the entrepreneur's fulfillment spreading not through IPOs but the satiety of vision purified into vessels of meaning and change. The insistent ego chases elusive acquisition and arrival constantly deferred down temporal horizons. Meanwhile, the spirit nourishes itself through practicing gently the timeless virtues seated along the soul's scenic route homeward. Appreciate that seldom in retrospect do achievements provide the cherished memories meriting life's full living. Instead, we treasure most the fulfilled calm of walking paths curated by inner light. Therein dwells the secret that present awareness unlocks imminent joy, unmoved by changing outcomes. Waste no energy lamenting pace or direction of travel when everywhere you stand filtered through stillness radiates boundless significance if you have eyes to recognize it. Life requests not you arrive but awaken into each emerging step. Number 13. Stay true to your vision. The most piercing heartaches often accompany dreams deferred by worldly powers, neither comprehending nor supporting unusual genius before its epic. When rejection stings from gatekeepers arming narrow status quo bounds, recall the vision's original whisper in your ear as solace and North Star. For no institutional no can veto what the soul appoints one to behold and then courageously transmit. Surface refusals communicate merely temporal logic, not timeless insight riper than present comprehension. They gauge little of destiny's nonlinear workings that select strange perfect vessels for each age's ripening consciousness. The avant-garde too quickly appears odd or threatening to rigid arbiters obsessed with the safety of past forms. Yet today's peculiar prophets prove tomorrow's pioneers. Meet skepticism with expanded care and clarity, not doubt in essence of imaginative calling. Seek communities more resonate with unusual gifts seeking outlet. Nurture conviction during fallow seasons when acclaim ignores groundbreaking work. Rejection often says more about the blind than those molded for moving culture forward through radically novel shapes. Your life sows inspiration, not conformity to calcified convention. Stand graciously tall in your right vision, awaiting the world catching up. Be a beacon signaling over darkened horizons from an attuned place that denies no beautiful idea space to land and develop. Then external validations shine simply as welcome confirmation, rather than the sole source. You have always held everything required for the journey from perfect notion to palpable result. If you are listening to this, thank you for staying till the end. If you feel any of these Stoic lessons resonated with you today, feel free to start a Stoic discussion in the comments. I welcome Stoic discussions as they are what the great Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca advised for. As we stated before, if you're interested in Stoicism and self-improvement through the great Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, then our Stoic newsletter, which you can join in the description, is perfect for you. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, and if you want more content like this, subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you for watching, and as always, I hope you find peace and serenity in the Stoic ways.